So today I am going to talk about the question of, do men have a surplus sex drive? Do men have more sexual capacity than they need, more libido than they need? Because if that were true, then, for example, masturbation wouldn't be so bad, right? As long as you don't overdo it, you could sort of afford to have some spare capacity that you don't put into getting females all the time, right? So coming at it from certain angles, that's what it looks like, right? If you naively observe what men are born with, when we're young, we can count 5 times a day, and who cares if one of those are masturbation, right? It doesn't seem like it's a big deal. You have millions of sperm to spare every day. Okay, that's the normie mainstream view. It's what the normies will tell you. But let's think about it. If that were true, then it's kind of peculiar that evolution would equip us with all this capacity just to waste it. Like, it would be kind of like we had 10 kidneys. We don't have 10 kidneys, we have 2 kidneys, and those are just the right amount we need. I mean, even that's kind of deceptively too much. Like, you can donate a kidney and be fine for a while, but if you live long enough, you're going to miss out on reserve capacity that you needed. And that will shorten your life if nothing else does. So you can't donate a kidney unless you're really altruistic and you want to make a sacrifice for someone else, which is fine, as long as you understand that's what you're doing. But men who masturbate, they don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand that it's kind of like donating a kidney. They don't understand that they need this spare capacity as much as you need your kidneys. Well, not a matter of life and death, but a matter of your sexual life. You need it. You don't have spare capacity. Nature didn't give us spare capacity any more than it gave us some spare kidneys that we don't really need. It would be wasteful. Evolution doesn't work like that. If it were wasteful, then it wouldn't be passed on to many more generations, because more efficient solutions would prevail. Okay. So this is pretty strong evidence just from that theoretical consideration of why would there be spare capacity. Pretty strong reason why you should be extremely suspect of any claim that masturbation is harmless to males. We don't have spare capacity, is my view. As a nofapper, I'm sure of that. That's what I practice and what I preach. We don't have spare capacity. Another way to prove that is to look at myself. Here I am. I'm childless. Had all that capacity and also a lot of sex, lots of women, and it was all insufficient to even produce one child, right? So there was not a surplus, but rather too little. It wasn't enough to accomplish that simple goal. So it's kind of like saying Like you had too many chances to win the lottery, even though you never won. Although I'm not recommending anyone to gamble. But it's kind of comparable in that you can have many chances and you still have too few chances to achieve anything. So nature gave man exactly the right sexual capacity that we need. Didn't give us any more than we need. It's exactly the right amount to put into the goal, which is to pursue fertile females all the time. If you're masturbating even once at age 13 or something, you are doing it wrong. You're already wasting something that might have made the difference between impregnating one woman and 0 in your life. Even as a 13-year-old boy, you cannot rest assured that you have the spare capacity to masturbate. You can't. You simply can't. It might have been that one chance that you actually would have been able to fertilize an egg, and you wasted it. The only times when you can say that male masturbation is not a horribly big deal, horrible tragedy, that's in prepubescent boys. When they're very, very young, it's not something to be hysterical about. But as long when they are pubescent and up, it should be thought of as a tragedy similar to losing a kidney. It's that bad. Or worse, if you consider the evolutionary dead end to be worse than your personal end. So, this is just the most core reason why nofap is the way to go. There are all the other health effects, the damage from masturbation and porn. All that is in addition to this basic opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. The basic reason why masturbation is toxic to male sexuality. And we don't have any spare sexual capacity. No spare sex drive, no spare libido, even though it's much higher than that of any woman you're likely to meet most of the time, with some exceptions. Some of them are going to be hornier than you. Between the two of you, about the two of you. But those are exceptions. So we only get this illusion that men have some spare libido, some spare capacity, just because, sure enough, we want any young woman we see, and they mostly don't want us. But that doesn't mean we have any spare capacity. We're supposed to use that drive to keep pursuing all the time. We have absolutely no spare, not a single sperm really, or single expedient or effort, nothing to spare. We need to put it, absolutely all of it, into trying to get laid and trying to impregnate women. It's just so obvious when you think about it and when you see these examples. I didn't have any spare capacity. And you don't either. You might have better luck, like you managed to produce some children already. But certainly, until you think you are absolutely satisfied, you have enough, you have no spare capacity.